Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago, as we get ready to pull the curtains down on this season of the chair here on STV Real TV. Politics time, elections is in the air, and we're counting down the days to that special moment. We wanted to wrap up the program in a different kind of way. All throughout the season, we've had special guests sitting in the chair and having our illustrious panel ask questions of them and sometimes grill them in many different ways on topics and concepts and thinking and ideas that they may have had. And as we get ready to close off, we decided to do a little different something this time around. We're going to reverse the tables and allow our guest in the chair to ask questions directly of the panel. So we're switching it up. You're not allowed to ask a question. Do you all understand me? Yes. Oh, good. Yes, so we're reversing it and allowing Mr. Warner to ask the questions of our panel. And so, Mr. Warner, it's all yours. You're welcome.
I'm thrilled because this has been the last session for the year, at least. I think that we should get different points of view, yours to me and mine to you. So I'm happy with that decision. The first thing I'm asking you all, as young people, what do you think is the biggest problem this country is experiencing and why?
It's the lack of...
Personally speaking, no, a hot no. Personally speaking, this Prime Minister, to me, have no plan. She has accused Dr. Rowley of having no plan, when in fact, everything she accused Dr. Rowley of is her is the one have no plan. Everyone know that she's responsible for the OBR. Everybody knows she's responsible. I saw a video on Ian Allen yesterday claiming to be ILP personnel pulling down. When I saw the video, you cannot make out ILP, UNC, or PNM on the shirt or jersey. Nor can you make out the banners. You don't even know what it was taking out. It could be KFC banner for all you care. And he distinctly telling the whole nation these are ILP people. And who I think he's backing? The UNC. Now, if you are a good government, if you are a good woman who want to set example for women like myself and brothers among myself, then why would you even encourage or even think about putting this on national television against your rivals? Without rivalry, we have no government. If it's just you alone, without a PNM or a ILP, how can the people know of betterness? We have to know good. The only way for us to appreciate good and know better is when we experience bad. And I learned my lesson. I done, the party done.
Just to answer your question quick on that, I think one of the greatest problems we face as a society in Trinidad and Tobago is that a lack of respect for office holders and a lack of respect for each other, and also a lack of trust among. I think that is one of the biggest problems that we have, how we treat each other and how we treat our office holders, and the lack of trust then in the institutions and also in our leaders.
Anybody else?
I would say crime, definitely, because, I mean, obviously that affects everyone. And every government that comes into play claims that they have all these big grand plans, and yet we barely see it in motion. And then the murder rate is just going up, and they have the audacity to state that, well, you know, it's not as bad as it was, but it's bad. So I personally, I would say crime.
I tend to agree with you, miss. And I'll tell you, if you recall, when Mrs. Posai Bissa's government came into being, she said that she'll solve crime in 120 days, in 3 months. Today, we have 5 years and 3 months, and over 2,000 murders have taken place in that period. And there is no way anyone could get a sense of hope that it will be addressed. So crime, a guy enterprise this afternoon, when I'm walking about, he asked me, Mr. Warner, yes, will you be able to help me to study for my exam? I said, how do you mean? He said, well, I live in this neighborhood, but every night is gunshot and fighting and siren and so on. I want to either move from here, he goes to QRC, move from here, or I want to have got help from you. I said, son, let me tell you something. I was able to tame Laventille and tell the mother and father, if they want, if they help me, I can tame enterprise. I say this to you because I tell you that crime is all embracing. It affects you all. How you go downstairs, you can't be safe anymore. The things that I did as a young man, you all can't even do that anymore. I mean, those days we used to walk in the gardens and you used to hold hands and I whisper in your ear and all. You can't do that anymore. all the way to, and by the way, I should add, there are a lot of crimes not reported. Not reported. Yes.
So, well, just to actually answer the question you asked originally, I think by far the most pertinent issue that the country is facing is the lack of citizen oversight on issues of governance. There is no, well, I shouldn't say there's no, but there is a severe lack of accountability, a severe lack of transparency. We had Mr. Afro Raymond on the show Tuesday, just 2 days ago, and he was highlighting to us how many Freedom of Information Act requests he would have submitted.
None.
And the runaround that you get from the permanent secretaries and their secretaries in response to these things. So by far, I think it is citizen oversight over governance, because I think in general we tend to forget that government are our employees. We put them in office, we pay them through our taxes. They should be held directly to account of the public.
I followed him, Eugene Reynolds, for more than a year. He's asking for some information under the FOIA. And the fact is, from the Prime Minister down to the PubSec, all are indifferent. So we're giving the answer. Where you go? That's what we're telling him, And that man is asking, quite rightly, quite correctly, for some information which he wants to get to make some determination. And that's the point. So before I know you have time is running out, I want to ask you another question though. As young people, what do you see the future holding for you in terms of the economy as it is today? With oil moving from $100 a barrel to $40. A government that is spending money as if, of course, they print it. I mean, and so on. So
and I have no doubt that they're actually printing it, because what is noteworthy about the way that we've been having conversations about the economy in this election season right now is everybody is calculating how they go forward with the economic plan as if oil will be $100 a barrel when election's done. But it's presently nowhere near that. Time's a little hard, and we still have to deal with situations, especially as young people, where not being sure about the economy affects us directly. Gate, for example, a lot of people have been commenting for a long time that Gate is unsustainable, even in the state that it was, and now it's in a state where we kind of raffling who could get a spot in Gate, and it's even harder if you're in another UE campus off of Trinidad and Tobago. Then we have housing issues and food security and all those kinds of other things that you'd imagine that because we're young people and don't have to deal with them things ourselves, we wouldn't think about. But they affect us directly because we are someone's dependents, we go into school, we need to secure our own ability to move forward and progress in life, and money is the thing holding us back, and we don't have any access to it. And we want to be able to ensure that the access that we have to the amenities that government are supposed to provide for us will be sustainable, and they're not as they are right now.
Well said. From my side here, well said. And therefore there's cause for worry. There is serious cause for worry. All right? My last question to you all, which of course I think that you all should be able to tell me, what come Monday, September the 7th, and the elections are over at 6 p.m. What do you predict will be the outcome as far as the parties are concerned?
I don't know that.
You have PNM, you have UNC, you have ILP.
And many independents.
I am bashful at all. You tell me anything.
And
so you have PNM, you have UNC, you have ILP.
So
you have PNM, you have CAMLA, you have ILP.
So I think a part of the problem is that political leaders in our parties, in the current system that we have, tend, I don't know if it's overtly or subconsciously, to ignore the fact that we have independents running, to ignore the fact that we have small parties running. We have the THC, I think we have the NNV, LOVE as well. We have a number of very small, I think the DNA may also be running. I'm not sure about the DNA for sure.
But the media have been programmed to do just that.
No, but forget the media. You just totally disregarded them.
I said three.
Well,
PNM,
but there are more than three.
And ILP. Major parties.
I don't know how, if it's possible to predict what the results are going to look like post September 7th, but I think it's fair to say that it's definitely going to be a tightly contested election. I am sure the results are going to surprise very many.
Anybody else a point of view? Yes.
Me personally, I would hope that after election, this country could begin to build itself back up, because there are a lot of issues that have been swept under the rug because of this election. The highway with Dr. Kubal saying, gate, the issues with the hospital, the issues with our infant mortality. There's a lot of things that have been swept under the rug that I hope that we as a people, that after elections, we will address it and move forward. Not just as a party, or as I belong to this party or you belong to that party, but as individuals who all need help and who all need to live together and work together. And especially as you were referring to the economy being low because of the oil price, that we need to have some social programs in place, expand gate, do a lot of different things. So I hope that's what we would see after election.
Let me ask one.
I personally think that the majority is going to go to the PNM. Kamala going to pick up wherever she could, and the ILP going to get 3 seats. Toko Sandy Granny, she going to see, she going to West, and I think we'll be in much better hands after that.
Okay, Mr. Warner had one final question.
Well, I have one more. Thank you very much. And you don't have to answer this one, but just think about it. What is your view on same-sex marriages?
Absolutely.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
Folks, we're tight on time, so let's get on
Okay,
with
Brendan,
the
before
next
you make a
one.
speech just now, I have no problem with it as long as it doesn't affect the rights of others. Maybe whatever you want to call it, religious rights, blah, blah, blah. Once they do what they want to do and it doesn't affect anybody else, I fight.
Right, and I can live with that as well. But I think before we have that conversation, we need to have a conversation about how we protect them in the Equal Opportunity Act, how we protect young people in the Children's Act, how we establish a moratorium on the Sexual Offences Act and the Immigration Act that currently criminalizes against same-sex individuals. There are so many small things that we could give LGBT people to make them feel whole, not only as human beings but as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, before we allow them to get married, because the infrastructure as citizens isn't there for them to live satisfied and whole lives. And we need to start there first. We need to start asking the question, how do we feel about human beings and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago existing in this space equally before we give them the opportunity to get married, because currently they don't have the resources to make those things really possible.
Yeah. Okay, and with that, we are out of time. So let us do things in an orderly fashion. First, we'd really like to thank Mr. Warner for not just giving us 1 session, but 2 sessions on the chair. We want to thank you very much for your contribution. I would like very much to thank the members of the panel for your contribution, giving of your time and coming out here and having that intelligent conversation. It's so difficult to get young people first to speak to each other, to have an intelligent, constructive conversation. We are the builders, we are the planners, we have the brain power, we have all that's necessary to take this thing to the next level, and you get a chance to exercise it. You all have exercised your right every Tuesday night, and as we increased every Tuesday and Thursday night as part of the process. So on behalf of the management and the entire production team of Synergy, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Now, for the viewing public at home and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago, we've got to remember something. Elections, while it has a lot of rhetoric attached to it and all of these ins and outs and ups and downs, understand what it truly is. Every candidate, every individual who's put themselves up for public office are now asking you for their validation. Understand the seriousness of the responsibility that's been placed in your hands. Also understand the opportunity it presents, because you have an opportunity for one day to make a decision, to offer an option. You have the power within your hands to really make a difference, for, against, one way or the other. After that, they've got 5 years to take, the winning party, of course, has got 5 years to take it where they wish. You have to respect that right. For it was generations ago that people fought for that opportunity to be able to do what you're going to be doing come Monday. Exercise it with pride, exercise it with conscience, exercise it with sense. Make your choice. And whatever choice that may be, it must be one that you are satisfied with to move on. Let's exercise our democratic right come Monday. Thanks to all of the panel members. Thanks to all of the candidates who sat in the chair and participated in the exercise. And again, on behalf of the entire production team at Synergy TV, Real TV, we want to thank you for allowing us to come into your homes every week with the chair. My name's O'Brien Haynes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, all the best come Monday for elections 2015. Thank you very much.